Hey, it's Justin Moore from Trending Family, and here are this week's top 5 trending news in digital media, advertising, and influencer marketing. So Axios highlighted that ad targeting may be shifting from background to interest. Nielsen came out with something called the Consumer Expenditure Study that said that 71% of real total expenditures growth from 2005 to 2015 came from ethnically diverse consumers, and that today 21 out of 25 of the most populated US counties are a multicultural majority, and that 44% of multicultural millennials choose to live in the top 10 Nielsen DMAs like New York, LA, San Francisco. Also, multicultural millennials who are active on their mobile devices spend over $65 billion a year and also influence almost $1 trillion in total CPG and entertainment spending. One of the big takeaways here was from Maya Peterson, who is the Director of Creative Strategy at Viacom's Velocity. She said that the definition of cultural ID is changing. It's not just a thing that you're born with, like race or religion, but it's really about passion, interests, and hobbies. So Insider and Digitas teamed up to commission some research that found that millennials may not be the most powerful insiders. According to them, we shouldn't be focusing so much on generations. They've coined something called Transformists, which are tech-savvy individuals who don't just use technology for fun, but to better their own lives and supplement the values and causes that they believe in, from social issues to work goals. There's 38 million Transformists in the US, according to them, and that 77% of Transformists like something that brands post at least once a week or more, and that 51% purchase something they see in their social feeds. And there was a great quote in there from Jennifer Berman, who is the SVP of marketing at Insider, and she said, of course, marketers place a ton of importance on reaching millennials, but because there are 80 million of them, any group that large defies definition. She believes that it's more valuable to look at audiences through the filter of mindset and worldview, and that will also be the best way to identify the truly influential people. Of course, we've all seen the incredible proliferation of direct-to-consumer brands like Brooklyn, and it's hard to scroll through Instagram these days without seeing another DTC company. But Rich Fulop, who founded Brooklyn, and said that at one point up to 75% of their overall ad budget was on Facebook. That was one of their primary customer acquisition strategies. But if you think about the economics of that, if every DTC brand is spending on Facebook and trying to acquire customers cheaply on Facebook, that is going to drive CPMs up, right? The feed gets more cluttered, inventory goes down, and ad rates go up. So a lot of these DTC brands are looking to diversify their ad strategy, even out of home, radio, even print. It will be interesting to see long-term if a lot of these DTC brands can survive, right? I'm sure some of them may have built their entire business model on being able to acquire customers at a certain rate from the likes of Facebook and Instagram. So I think we may see some increased M&A activity, especially with DTC brands who have a strong brand name with consumers, and they may get swallowed up by larger CPG brands. You've probably heard that next year, advertisers will spend $60 billion more on the internet than they will on TV. And according to a new article from Recode, who reviewed data from Zenith, also next year, people will spend more time online than they do watching TV. 170.6 minutes online versus 170.3 minutes watching TV. And the article talked about how it's really cheaper smartphones that has driven the acceleration behind internet adoption, especially around the world. And that mobile is really what's going to be responsible for all the growth that we're going to see in internet consumption. And so given all of these very clear trends, and given that digital video as a medium has far higher engagement than other online ad formats, it's crucial to solidify your video strategy now rather than wait. And now for the big one. It's rumored that Instagram is launching long-form video. TechCrunch had a great article which went into some of the details. So supposedly, creators are going to be able to upload 4K, full screen, vertically oriented videos. There's going to be a centralized hub, much like Snapchat Discover or YouTube. There's going to be launch partners, so they're talking with other influencers, like larger influencers and content houses. They're going to have like a big launch day in late June. They're going to have the same kind of quality that you expect from larger YouTube stars, so professional but not HBO level quality. There's going to be link outs, so So much like in Instagram stories, you can swipe up and link out. And then monetization, this is the huge one. So maybe there's gonna be pre-rolls and that they may be sharing some of that revenue with creators. It's to be determined. But this is huge because most YouTubers or most larger influencers look at YouTube as home-based, right? Because YouTube is really the only major social platform that does rev share. And so if you're a YouTuber and you're having problems with demonetization, which has plagued YouTube recently, this is going to be very attractive, right? So the ecosystem may be ripe for disruption.